my name's Evelina.
And I'm Caleb.
And today we're going to be talking about the Borgund Stave Church.
So Evelina, what is the Borgund Stave Church?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Caleb. The Borgund Stave Church is the most well-preserved stave church that is located in the rural village of Borgund at the end of the longest fjord in Norway.
What in the world does stave mean?
Good question, actually. I thought that too. A stave church is one in which the walls are built by vertical wooden boards, also called staves. The corner posts were all connected to one another by ground sills, with the stone foundation at the bottom. Each stave would have these little notches or grooves along the sides of them, which allowed them to lock into place with each other, so that we had a really strong wall.
Wow, this church sounds pretty old. When was it built?
Oh, it's very old. It was built in the 12th century, around between 1180 and 1250 AD, but some people believe it was earlier. Old enough that they don't know the architects of this building.
What makes this church really unique?
Well, according to the textbook Art, A Brief History, the builders incorporated 6 levels of steeply sloped roofs. The first 3 cover usable space, outside galleries, aisles, the nave, and the upper 3 create a soaring spire formed by units stacked one on top of the other. So it gives a tower-like structure, and this emphasized that this building was of importance and of great value.
What are some other key features of the architecture?
Well, according to an architecture and design webzine called Archives, the church had reduced side aisles and a chancel, which is the part near the altar, and the apse, semicircular part of the church with a dome. Typical of stave churches, the ceiling is supported by scissor beams, meaning that there are 2 steeply angled beams that form the shape of an X, which is narrow at the top span and broader at the bottom span. And the webzine also states, on the gables of the roof, there are 4 carved dragon heads swooping from the carved roof ridge crests, recalling the carved dragon head found on the prows of Norse ships.
Wow, dragons, that's pretty neat.
I know, important for Norse history.
What's your favorite part about this church, or a fun fact?
Let me think. Okay, I know. According to the website Wandermondo, at the west portal of this church, there are runic inscriptions that are found on the walls. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Yeah, one was carved by Porir, and it literally states, Porir carved these runes on the eve of Olaf's Mass as he traveled past here. The Norns presented measures of good and evil, great toil they created before me. And then another one simply says Ave Maria.
What is the significance history that this church has?
Well, besides being the best preserved stave church in Norway, according to Wandermondo, the construction of this church reveals the period of early Christianity in Scandinavia and the movement of building churches in Norway. And it also shows that it serves as a model for reconstruction of stave churches and the inspiration of the replicas that exist around the world.
Thanks, Evelina.
You're welcome.
The artwork I want to talk about next is called the Palladoro.
What's the Palladoro?
So the Palladoro, it's also known as the Golden Cloth, is a large reticule that is located in the Basilica di San Marco in Venice. It stands over 6 feet tall and almost 10 feet wide.
Caleb, what's a reticule?
A reticule is a structure that is placed directly above and behind an altar in a church. It can be like a simple shelf or a large structure like the Palladoro. Many times reticules are referred to as altarpieces.
Interesting. When was this piece built?
Well, that is an interesting question. The original piece is thought to have been commissioned in 976 by the Dodd, or the Chief of State, Pietro Orseolo. Over the years, more items were added to the palla, including ornate wood panel covers. In fact, artifacts on the Palladoro were being added or replaced clear into the 1500s. The Palladoro bears the names, actually, of the 4 Dodi who commissioned its creation and gave it its final form.
Wow, that's so cool. What is the Palladoro made of, actually, and what does it depict?
So the Palladoro is made in the Byzantine enameling style, and it's made up of gold, silver, 187 enamel plaques, and almost 2,000 precious gems.
Wow.
The top piece depicts Michael the Archangel in the center, with images from the life of Christ surrounding. And the bottom piece shows scenes from the life of St. Mark, the 12 prophets, the Virgin Mary, and other various depictions of Christ.
Oh. So, Caleb, you mentioned Byzantine enameling.
I did.
You did. So what is that, actually?
Well, it's actually a technique where gold strips are soldered to a metal plate to make an outline of an image. And then the spaces between these wires, these gold wires, are then filled with a glass paste to add color to the design. Oftentimes, enameling was used to show religious scenes.
Okay, Caleb, I have one last question. I really want to know what makes Palladoro special.
Well, the Palladoro is one of the most spectacular displays of Byzantine enamel art. Many times, because of the expense of the precious metals and stones, these enamel pieces were created very small. The large scale of the enamel pieces of the Palladoro is truly impressive. In his book, The Treasury of San Marco of Venice, Sergio Bettini calls the Palladoro a sumptuous display of gold, enamels, and jewels, attracting the eyes of the faithful to the high altar by its physical presence as a masterpiece and by the spiritual meaning it seeks to express. I think this piece of art had the power to transcend time and beauty, and it creates spiritual unity throughout the centuries.
Thanks.